Green Jeans Garden, PLC. Green Jeans Garden, LED. Green Jeans Garden.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. And welcome back to day 56 of Flower. 56 days since we flipped the light cycle to 12/12. And I apologize for last week. There was no day 49 update or week 7 update. I had to leave town this last week. I was gone for a full week. And anyway, I just didn't get in here and film. I was more concerned with making sure the girls were set for my leave. And sure enough, they were. I just got back myself. Did a couple little things in here, but wanted to jump in here with you guys to show you what's going on, where they're at, let you know they're still here doing just fine. And after that, we can get to it. But this is the fun part. This is the exciting part. Day 56, week 8 on this maybe 9.5 week strain based on where we are. And what Justin was kind of telling me, he says day 60 plus for sure. So 63 days being 9 weeks would be fantastic. And just from what I'm seeing, I think we'll try to take them as deep as possible. They're nice, lush, healthy. And I don't see any reason why we would try to get out early if need be. But right now, looking very, very nice. So for those of you who are just joining us, there's a update every day since these were transplanted as clones in veg, and the 12 days of veg they've had, and then every week of flower since there's an update. So check them out. But quick synopsis is you're looking at 15 pie hose. 15 pie hose. It is 9 in one tray and 6 in the other, taking up most of the garden. Comes out to all the way up here of the 4x8. And then 3 mystery plants that we got from the grow off. Unfortunately, I'm not going to make the timing cut to submit, but very interesting plant, and we have the cut to grow again. It's starting to come in strong, really kind of a skunky, good. It's super interesting. It almost has like an old school, if you remember, like form cut cookies kind of growth pattern to it for sure. And then, as you guys can kind of see overall, yeah, just a little nodular, a little foxtaily across the board in the garden. And I think I may have a handle on that, so a couple things next round to test. But overall, the garden looking really, really good, and especially for the fact that I was not in here for 7 days at all. The girls did just fine. So with a complete res, we were able to make it exactly 7 days. Last night they ran out of water and essentially just got a little bit drier today, but not too dry. Not too dry by any means. They got down to like 25% dry back, which is what a lot of guys shoot for in their generative steering. So for one tiny little bit, especially here at the end, not going to even phase them. So let's jump right over to the board, start talking about it, because that was kind of the key. I left them and let the conditions do everything else for us at that point. So running 80 degrees, 60% humidity, same CO2. This PPFD has actually come down a little bit. We're right at about 800 exactly on the PPFD. And to do that, we're getting using 65% of the watts, or 65% of the lights, which is around 520 watts per light. And then here is where I've changed it up this week, is in the feed. We have essentially dropped out as much nitrogen as I can. And we are still running 4 grams of Jax. We were running 4 grams of Jax, 0 grams of calcium nitrate. And this new addition is what I added to make up for the lack of calcium, because I don't want the nitrate, I don't want the nitrogen, but I do want the calcium. So I'm using calcium sulfate, which will give us a higher sulfur content, which is good for flavor, terpene production, as well as rock that calcium nice and high. And with that mix, it's coming into around a 1.7 EC, but more importantly, that calcium level is well, I think it's like 130 136, I believe, something like that on the ppm for calcium. So that plus tap water, we've got a ton of calcium available here at the end. Keep these nice and healthy, keep bud rot away, and then potentially let them mobilize some phosphor that's in there, potentially locked up. Who knows? But I am seeing good development, especially. I mean, it's a Tahoe cross, so it's OG in structure, golf ball down the road. It's just the tops I'm not happy with. Everything below is really good, but the top structure I am not happy with, and I've seen it on multiple strains, and I've got it. I mean, it's PPFD. Let's be real. It's PPFD. I've been pushing it, and it's the same thing. I have been pushing the EC too, so it may be one or the other, but it's EC or I wish I could get some light on this for you. That little pocket is just whoo. So next run, we're bringing it way down in PPFD. We're going to be running no more than 800 the whole time. Try to shoot for 700 for a bulk of flower, or at least through stretch, and see how that does. Also maintain slightly lower ECs, but still similar steering techniques. And so we'll be able to test a few things there. But anyway, that's my kind of issue with the foxtaily nodular tops compared to the nice rounder golf ball, normal structured, lower middle canopy. Even second deck, you would say. You do not have to go down much to see some less affected growth. They're all like little Grinch, little Grinch mountains. But man, whew, that artificial blueberry smell has just stayed the whole time, and that calcium sulfate should help bring it out even more. Really, whew, I cannot wait. Fresh frozen. By the way, someone told me check with Justin how it washes. He says it washes fantastic. So all on board for fresh frozen. Keep a couple jars of regular dried. And then for this Grow Off Mystery strain, it's the same thing, nodular up top, but this is a very nodular strain. It reminds me of how Subcool's Ace of Spades used to grow. Reminds me of Form Cut cookies. Actually, really reminds me of Form Cut. Kind of a funkier, old school smell. But look at this. Look at that girl. So that's down in the lower canopy again. So more thoughts on lowering the PPFD. I was talking with Mitten Master, actually. You guys don't follow him on Instagram. It's well worth it. He's a Athena guy, but nonetheless, we're nutrient people, regardless of brand. But we were just talking with him, and kind of the industry's big hype on going back to HPS right now, and certain people liking HPS bud style growth or potential terpene expression better than they like it under LED. And I asked him, I said, it's been a while since I've been in a lot of sodium rooms. And we used to run pretty low PPFD. It was like 550 to 700 was all we ever really got to, and most of my sodium, even in the warehouse we grew, and that's when we were really measuring it pretty tight, and we were trying to push it up into the 800s. But in general, a lot of 7 to 800 PPFD growth in sodium rooms. Not all of them, but some of them. And so with that premise, that's what's also kind of pushing the concept of lower light maybe needed. The amount of light that I'm using per 4x4 now versus in 2014 when I was, 2012, 14, I was actually working with the old AT600s from Apache. Compared to now with the ATVs, it's a tremendous amount of more light. It's, on the upwards of 60% more light than what I was base scaling my original high pressure sodium comparisons off of, and what a lot of people were as well too. So yes, there's potential to use a lot of this PPFD or a lot of that PPF in PPFD form. But I do think, especially in my limited situation here, I cannot run these at 180 miles an hour. It just, my grow room is not made to grow at that speed, essentially. It's not a race car. Maybe a sports car, but it ain't a race car. So I need to dial it back to get in there, and then we can start to tweak up. But anyway, that's where I'm getting at it with this update is next run will definitely be lower PPFD, especially through stretch and early bud development. We may hit them hard later, but we'll see how it's going. See if we're starting to see the things we want. But as far as going to fresh frozen, going to rosin, as all my grows do, I can't ask for much more. This blueberry is unreal. So excited for this. And overall, the grow is very, very good. I'm just nitpicking. I'm trying to get absolute perfection. That's what I want to get. Back to absolute perfection. Big, fat, nodular nugs. Grownonymous says it to me all the time. The Alien Rift run, that was so good. It definitely wasn't as dense. There's more heads across here by far than that Alien Rift run. That was a bunch of big, like maybe 4 cola plants in 5 gallons. But I know what he's talking about, and I agree. I want to see that again. So this is a great run. This is fantastic. I do not want to downplay it in any way. We're going to pull great weight and fantastic extracts out of it. But there's improvements to be done, and we will do it. So I'm happy to be more or less pulling a solid run out of here. We still have a week or so to go, so don't count our chickens before they hatch kind of thing. But I'm already seeing where we can improve majorly, hopefully, next run, and I will take you guys all along that way. So thanks for joining me this week. I will try to be a little more active next week, kind of give you like I did the first week, get you a day-by-day update as I come in here, defoliate, start to drop the humidity. I'm going to start to essentially flush them out at this point. There's no reason per se, but oh, I guess we didn't finish the board. Sorry. I didn't finish the board because their EC's at 4, around 4.5 right now when they're wet, and around 3.9 when they're dry. So we're going to bring that media EC with the last bit of the media EC down. Not flush them out for any like major reason, but just get them down. Probably end up pulling them in the like 1 to 2 EC range on the medium. We'll see how they respond, and then also we'll be dropping the temperatures next week. See if we can really push some color out of here, and pretty much it. See if we can push some color. So anyway, guys, thank you for following along, joining. Follow me on Instagram if you would like to see. I'll probably be doing some macro shots of all these buds now that we have something to harvest and check out. Oh my God, so good. But that's it. Like, subscribe if you're not, and regardless, I will see you guys next week. Peace.
Green jeans